name is Vian Olivier. I'm a partner at Mazars South Africa, and welcome to another installment of Mazars 3-Minute Spotlight, where we have express interviews with industry experts. I'm joined today by Gitesh, of course, being our specialist in the automotive industry. Gitesh, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Vian.
So maybe the first question that I have is, and perhaps you can explain this to me better, because from my perspective, the automotive industry in South Africa consists out of a couple of factories in the Eastern Cape, and the rest of the vehicles that we see on the road are essentially imported. What does the automotive industry in South Africa actually look like?
So the automotive sector comprises of the entire value chain in South Africa. So it's everything from OEM manufacturers at the top to the component manufacturers that supply the components that are included in the vehicles. There's logistics, which includes transportation and warehousing of vehicles. And then there's also value-added services, which includes things such as financial services, after-sale services like panel beating, etc., etc. What many people don't actually realize is that the automotive industry is probably one of the largest contributors to the economy in South Africa. And as you said a little bit earlier on, the Eastern Cape is certainly one of the large hubs for the automotive industry. It actually has 3 of the large manufacturing OEMs in it. There's also the KZN region, which has one of the largest OEMs headquartered there. In addition to that, Gauteng has also another 3 OEMs in there.
I saw an article a while back in the newspaper, and actually what they did is they compared the US dollar price of a certain make and model vehicle in various countries around the world. And coincidentally enough, South Africa had exactly the same price as the state of New York in the United States. What exactly drives the prices for these retail vehicles?
There's probably 3 large components. I think the first is the recovery of research and development costs. So a significant amount of time that is invested, not just in developing a car that is going to be a people mover, but actually meets the various rules and regulations that we've got in 2023, including noise regulations, emission standards, safety standards, etc. The second component is the recovery of overheads. And one of the large costs in that respect is the use of robotics. It's a significant cost that is incurred and that needs to be recovered in a pretty short period of time. The third component, without doubt, specifically in the South African context, would be recovery of components. Components in South Africa are largely imported. About 70% of the cost of a vehicle is driven by some sort of imported component cost. Eventually, we want to get, as a country, to about 60% local content. There's a significant, therefore, dependence on the rand value against the dollar value. So although you might find that the US dollar prices look the same, you'll find that South Africans probably are hit harder with price increases driven by the weak exchange rate.
Okay, perfect. And it also probably depends on if you've got a pair of just spinners on your car as well.
Obviously, those things make a difference too.
What services do we offer at Mazars for companies and businesses within the automotive industry?
So we will provide the same services that we provide to all other industries, and we already do some of this. One of the examples is that we've got an OEM that is a distributing OEM in South Africa, for which we provide external audit services. We also perform external audit services for a large multinational company that has a number of activities that they perform in the automotive space, which includes retail outlets, they manufacture, and there's a distribution network, as well as a logistics component that's built into that. There's tax services that we offer as well. We offer actually internal audit services to one of the large funds that's been created by the 7 OEMs that is supposed to further the transformation agenda for the automotive space in South Africa.
Okay, very interesting. Gitesh, thanks so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Vian.